Hello everybody, this is Orange and welcome to my abyss. And today I thought I'd do something kind of fun and do a little wacky crazy top 10 list. So in this top 10 list, I want to talk about my top 10 favorite manga cover arts. So you know manga, you know books. Don't judge a book by its cover. But today we are. Today we are judging a book by its cover. So I went through my collection and selected 10 volumes of manga that have my favorite cover art, which I think is like a beautiful piece of artwork that I'd love to display on its own. And I'll explain to you the reasons why I like him so much. I've seen a few other manga tubers do videos like that, and I thought it was a great idea because I do like to appreciate the cover art on manga because it's one of the main ways that manga can be marketed to people. A dang cool cover. So I decided to limit myself a little. I was only allowed to do one manga like per series. So only one manga per series in this cover art thing. So really in no particular order, my top 10 favorite cover arts for manga that I have in here. And we'll start off with the case study of Vanitas Volume 2. I think these cover arts are absolutely beautiful when it comes to color, and also my bad phone camera will not do justice to the glory of these covers. They're glorious in person. But yeah, I find this cover absolutely stunning. We have Noi right here on the front, my wonderful sweet boy Noi. He's doing a lovely little pose, and he's wearing a lovely little outfit, but I love the colors that are like used in this as well. I love like the purples like he has like in his outfit, and also like the purples and blues and the golds of the background. Like these covers are rich. If you don't know, the author of the series previously did Pandora Hearts, and I had to actually hold myself back from not also putting Pandora Hearts stuff in here too, because I love those covers as well. I think they're just so simple and stylish. If you guys can figure out what I like in aesthetics based off of this video, go nuts. But it's so simple and stylish, and I love the colors, and I love the gears, and I love the details, and it's beautiful. He's such a beautiful boy. Also, if Noi's on the cover, it's automatically a good cover, because he's like the best boy ever made. One of the boys of all time, if you will. And next one we're going to talk about is Land of the Lustrous Volume 4. And Land of the Lustrous is another series that I had to hold myself back from not putting every single volume on because I love all of the covers for this series. And I actually think the Japanese covers for these series are like even better because I believe they're holographic, and if this was holographic, this would automatically be my favorite thing ever. Yep, but we have some of the gems on this cover posing, and I just think the colors are just super bright and like vibrant, and it's just such a fun, good image. I love the greens in here. I'm surprised. I wouldn't consider myself just a straight up green fan, but I don't know, it's good. I like the colors, I like how they look. Just good times of Land of the Lustrous. It's a fantastic series also, so read it, but there's so many fantastic covers in this series. I think all of them are great, and if we had the Japanese ones, it would be all sparkly and even better, because sparkles are good by default. Oops. But yeah, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, because I think on this cover we have, I believe, Obsidian Foss, you're Red Barrel, right? There's so many characters and I'm bad with names. Yeah, Red Barrel, Rutile, and Alexandrite all on the cover just posing. Love them so much. Pride Month, baby. Yeah, but I love that cover. It's so pretty. I'd love to get like large posters of like the covers from the Lustrous books. Read that series as well. This is also a reading suggestion of reading everything I suggest you. And we'll go from this pile next, again, and it's going to be Dorohedoro Volume 5. And if you don't know, the entire Dorohedoro covers are good. All of them are good. This was such a hard choice. Like, there's so many good covers out there, and I just went with this one. Because I do love the greens and the blues. I think they're absolutely beautiful together. They're really grungy and fantastic, and I love the more grungy. I love how grungy Dorohedoro is. But also in the middle we have Noi, who is my wife, who we are I would say we're legally married, but she's dating Shin. They gotta stay together, but I will be legally married to Noi soon. And her being on this cover makes it so much better. Aside from the gorgeous, beautiful covers we got here, all the covers in this series are fantastic and unique and really good to look at, but this one catches my eye the most because I just think I like the colors the most. I like greens and blues, I guess. My favorite color is orange. You're gonna be surprised by the lack of orange on this list. And moving on from beneath that, we got Children of the Sea, Volume 1. I think this is my only Volume 1 I have in this pile. But Children of the Sea is another fantastic series. Excuse me, saying that about all the series, but this one has a gorgeous cover as well. Just all the kids underwater with Umisora and Ruka, all of them being underwater. It's just super like interesting, like an interesting visual. Like, why are these kids underwater? They're fish here. Also, just like the watercolory like coloration of it. it's beautiful. I just think all the covers in the series are beautiful, but I think this one like does the best job of making me going, what's going on in the series? Why are these kids underwater? Fish? Yes, please. So yeah, I love this cover. I love this cover so much. I think I'm liking blues, so that's what we're learning. I think I'm a blue fan. And beneath that, finishing off this pile, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Volume 9. Love JoJo's too. Oops, I like all these series, because they're only one series that I like. But I think all of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure covers are very beautiful. The first, the 3 reprints of the first, or the hardcover editions of the first 3 parts, I think are really good. I think because Araki, he redrew a lot of the characters in his newer style, and I think a lot of the characters translate better to his new style than older ones. For example, Iggy on the in part 3, that dog looks like garbage. Araki, you forgot how to draw dogs, my man. And then those were a Japanese edition that were like reprinted to America. And once they finished up that, they were like, we're gonna reprint the entire series, or we're gonna print out the entire series again and make our own funny covers. And I love how like the hardcover JoJo volumes have been looking so far. They are beautiful, beautiful. And I do think part 4 has a bit of a tad issue when looking at the spines. We're talking about the covers, not the spines. But all the spines just focus on on Josuke. But that being said, this cover is absolutely outstanding. I love how Josuke and Kira are pretty much like jumping out of the main square itself, because like this is the final volume. This is where they have their big fight. So it's like their fight is bigger than anything, and also the beautiful purples. It's a really good cover. Love the purples, love the greens, love the pinks. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This cover is so good. It just, their battle is so powerful. They broke out of the border and are now going over the title of the book. I love you, JoJo's. Keep up the good work with making beautiful hot covers. And moving on to pile 2, we got Girl from the Other Side, Volume 5. This is another series with fantastic covers. I honestly could put like all the covers of the series in here. But I just went with this one, because again, one volume per series. Oops. And yeah, I just think this cover is like, all the covers again are like super moody, chill. They're really good. I like how downplayed it, like the cover colors are usually either black and white or at least very muted colors, and this one is a stark black and white, and I love that. I love that look. It's a really like nice, clean aesthetic, and it's just so good. I love how the contrast is used of like Teacher and Shiva, and then Shiva down here, and oh, who's that? You can't tell because my video quality isn't good. Oops. But it's a beautiful cover, beautiful. I also like water themed, it seems, but yeah, just look at them go. Quality 10 out of 10. And underneath that, we have Mob Psycho 100, Volume 8. Now, this is another series that, again, has beautiful, fantastic covers. They really, like, bring out the, like, power and simplicity, I feel, because pretty much they're all black and white with, like, their main pop of color usually being the color of the volume. This one is actually an orange is yellow. Finally, orange. It's only my favorite color. But this one is, like, really great. It's, like, really weirdly, like, oppressive, too, with Mob just sitting in the train station alone and everyone else just around him smoking. The smoke kind of encroached on him. In a no-smoking... Oh, no, this is a smoking area. He's not having a good time anyway. But, yeah, say what you will about one's art. I do like it, despite how rough it is. But it does, like, a really great job at just, like, grabbing your attention. I love one's art so much. But, yeah, look at that. Look at that. I just love the colors of this one. So good. So good. All the Mob Psycho 100 covers are good as well. You should print them more often, Dark Horse. Haha. Haha. And moving on to that, we're almost to the bottom of the pile of my incessant rambling. We have Plus Anima Volume 4. Now this one is actually really interesting to me because all the covers are sideways pictures, and I can't think of like too many manga that actually do that. Like the only one in my on my bookshelf that does this aside from Plus Anima, I think, is Alice in the Country of Hearts. And that's that series. But yeah, I think it's like really interesting, like showing off a piece of artwork, having it just like take up the full landscape instead of the normal portrait, because the landscapes are absolutely beautiful. Again, a lot of these, it was like really hard picking a favorite one. Actually, it wasn't hard. It was more like hard picking a second favorite one, because this is definitely my favorite. We have, Nana. Why don't I remember any names ever? Why is my brain like this? Yeah, it's I don't remember names. Yeah, Nana. Why did I doubt myself? We have Nana, our Batgirl, and Kuro in the back, just posing, and I think this like contrast on this cover is like super beautiful as well. You have like the pinks of like the flowers and Nana, but you also have like the blacks of like the of the night sky itself, and also known as bat wings. And I think it's like really eye-catching, like how it is. I love when pinks are used on manga covers because I feel like, especially like stuff that's not shoujo, because I feel like pink is one of the most underrated colors of all time, and it like really adds like beautiful pops, beautiful pops. But yeah, this is beautiful. This might be like top, like up there, because all these like are in no particular order. But this might be like high up there of like one of my personal favorites. It's just so like simple and clean and just like so many simplistic colors, and I love it. And you should also read Plus Anima if you can get your hands on it, because it's kind of hard to find, because oops, it's old Tokyo Pop. And you all know like how old Tokyo Pop volumes are to find. You're not going to find any of the volumes aside from like the first two and the last two in a series. They're wild. I've collected old Tokyo Pop before, and I am still. I'm trying to collect some other old Tokyo Pop series. And below that, we have Tegami Bachi Volume 20. I think also all Tegami Bachi covers are very pretty as well. I love the aesthetics of all of them. They have a pretty like muted like watercolory. They normally lead towards more of a bluish purple tint, but sometimes they lead to a more like natural like a greeny like tannish color. But I think all of them are absolutely beautiful. You see lag in the front, and yeah, you can see niche and stake way in the back too. But for me, it's just like the colors of this cover are absolutely beautiful. The style in Tegami Bachi is fantastic. I think it's just a beautiful, like, kind of underrated shonen series, to be honest, like Shonen Jump series. And also, I'm not talking about spines in this video. That's an idea for a later video. But the Tegami Bachi spines are literally the best spines, I think, ever. I love them so much. But just, like, beautiful muted colors. I love the art style of Tegami Bachi so much. One of my favorite pieces of artwork online, or ever done, was a piece of art of Astro Boy done by the artist of this series, and it is beautiful. Oops, Astro Boy fan talking. But also, we're moving on to the last one. What a sad day, but also a happy day. I've talked about so many things that I liked. And that would be Volume 9 of Ajin. I've talked about Ajin at every chance I get, because it's like literally one of my favorite series ever, and this is one of my favorite cover of a comics ever. And I liked this cover so much is I brought the entire series of Ajin to college with me, and I constantly had this one displayed up in front so I could always look at it. Now, why do I like this cover? Multiple reasons. First of all the covers in the series I think are fantastic. I love no main characters ever showed in them. Only their IBMs, which are their anime superpowers. And I think that's like really interesting, because it's a series with like a lot of characters in it, but it's like, nope, we're only gonna show their mummy men, their weird mummy men, and they have them doing like these fantastic poses. God, it was like really hard. I'm forgetting like which specific volume it was, but the one with the IBM like doing, I was like, oh, I had to leave that one out. It hurts so bad. Or the one where one just has a gun. They're great. I love all the covers for the series, and I am rambling because that's what I do. But I love this one the most of all because it is a specific IBM, and that's the IBM to my husband, who I'm married to, Koji Tanaka. It's his IBM. Yeah, but it's also a really cool pose. I love how like simplistic like Tanaka's IBM's design is. Just, it's a pretty like basic form with giant hands and teeth, and it's just so good. Oh my god, my angsty middle schooler inside of my bones is screaming, yes, yes, it's so fun, it's so good. But also, another thing, pink. Oh my god, it uses like a bright magenta, and you can't see because of how washed out this camera is, but it's like eye-bleedingly pink, and I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It's just so intense. And also on the back there is a picture of Tanaka. You should read Ajin and then tell me your feelings on only Tanaka. Yep, so it's a good cover. Covers are very important when it comes to like marketing your book, and even just like after that, leaving it on your shelf. I'm also planning on probably doing a video eventually on like talking about like my favorite like manga spines in my collection as well. So I'm gonna do it anyway, even if you're not interested in it. You better run. So yeah, thank you so much. What are your favorite manga cover arts of all time? Was I wrong? Was I rambly? The answer to that is yes. You tell me in the comments below. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching and have a good night.